Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today we've got a special guest in today's video, so I would like to hand it off to MathewGX to introduce himself.
Hey everyone, it's MathewGX here. I don't usually say my name in the intros of my videos, but yep, I did recently start doing a bunch of HTCG videos for my games and stuff, and I've been kind of playing and making card games for years, and I just want to thank Seth here for inviting me on the channel to participate in this little game. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun time.
Definitely. So, just to tell the viewers at home like, what's actually going on here. So, Matthew hasn't played any Eternal Existence, so what I thought would be a fun video to do is to get him to rate some of the new set 1 cards. So the rating system is going to work. 1, the cards are pretty terrible, or in a meta sense. 2, the cards are average, and 3, the cards are amazing. Everyone should play them. So we'll start off. I will send over the first card.
Let's do this.
So our first card is
Toxic Botanist. When it's killed, you kill the creature that killed this card. Okay. I mean, obviously not a lot of power, but it's a pretty very strong effect. I mean, if they target it, of course, you're going to run into those situations where people are just going to not really attack into this or remove it, but it's definitely a card that's going to make opponents think twice about trying to attack into it. And they'll as far as, I don't think it's like a main deck staple, but I'm gonna give this a 2.
okay. So this card is probably actually a 3. So this card is really good because
Oh,
there isn't actually a rule where a creature with lower power can't attack a creature with higher power. Therefore, what you can actually do with this card is, even though it has low attack stat, you can attack into a like quite a strong opposing opposing creature. It will kill itself in the process, but then its ability will still activate. So it's probably one of the best forms of boss card removal in the game. And the fact that it only costs 1,
oh,
which I
okay.
probably should have explained, this top number is the cost. The fact that it only costs 1, which is the cheapest card you
Yeah,
can
yeah, I
play,
figured.
yeah, it is a very effective form of boss removal. So this is a 3. Okay.
Yeah, to compare this to something from like one of my own games,
Yeah.
like has kind of the same effect as like cards with critical, which has a similar effect. You attack into something and then it'll end up destroying it no matter what. So even if you would attack into a lower defense character, then they would go out. So yeah, that's okay. Yeah, this is a pretty good cheap. Yeah, I can see that people playing just yeah.
Yeah. So, moving on to the next card, we have.
Also to add something too is like
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, to add something to what I said previously as well is like it kind of does inform me a little bit about the game that maybe there isn't a ton of like creature removal as of yet, and
Yeah.
that being one of the best ways to get rid of it, kind of. Okay, so next card we've got 3-cost Osseous, the Echo of. I can't. I think
Osmia.
Osmia?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. So this is like
Okay.
the red archetype for set 1.
Alrighty. So 2000. I assume that's power. I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
Alright, so once per turn, when this card kills another creature, you may exile 1 Osmian or Osmia cards from your discard pile, and this card can attack again. Yeah. You do have. Oh wait, I'm looking at this. It's a 2. It's 2.
Yeah.
You do it. Okay, so Okay, so you do obviously have to have the cards to be able to fuel the ability,
Hmm.
but if you're going to be playing an Osmia deck, I assume you're going to have like as many of cards with that archetype as
Yeah,
possible. And if you're attacking with this thing, then you'll just exile the you do it does exile the card too, which typically in a lot of games where you exile cards, it's really impossible to get those back.
yeah.
But still being able to attack a second time with the same creature, that's still pretty good.
Hmm.
So I think with all of that, I mean, 2000's pretty big. And like I remember from like I did play a little bit of your previous game Mobimon, and I
Yeah,
remember like the cards from that game having like lower costs. I don't remember seeing hardly any cards that had 4 or 5. So I think cost, but this seems anyway. I'm getting a little off topic here, but as far as what I'd rate this, I think this is definitely if you're playing the Osmius deck, I would say this is a 3, but maybe not like you run this at max copies, maybe 1 or 2 at the most.
yeah,
But yeah, I would say it's a 3 if you're playing this deck.
yeah. So definitely. This is like a really good card. The only real drawback to it is the fact that obviously exiling two Osmia or Osmian cards means it can't be brought out like straight away or early into the game. But apart from that, like it is a very good card. And obviously when you only have 5 life, attacking twice it's pretty powerful. So yeah, this is a 3.
Yeah, it's basically 40% of their life right
Yeah,
there.
exactly. So our next card is the
I mean,
Toxic
one thing I
Tart.
did forget to
Oh,
mention, there's like a little one in
yeah,
the corner. I forget. I think
that's how
like right
many.
above the power.
Yep, that's how many copies of the card you can run in your deck.
Oh, okay. So you could only run one of that
Yeah.
anyway. So
Hmm.
okay, I'll keep that in mind going forward. So
Yep.
terribly toxic tart
Yep.
phenomena.
Yeah. So
So
that
this
means
is
it's a regular
it's not
spell.
not a okay. So it's just you play it, you do the effect, and then you
Yep.
discard it.
Yeah.
All right. So target creature loses 1500 power. If its power reaches 0 due to this card, kill it. I'm thinking this is another 3, and yeah, because like it's definitely going to get rid of all the smaller stuff, and it's
Hmm.
pretty cheap at 2. Well, not as cheap as the first one you showed me, but still,
Yeah.
it being just a nice standard removal thing. It's just I can see this being under heavy consideration, and you do get a lot of copies of this too. It seems you get 3
Yep.
in your deck, but so yeah, I definitely this is definitely a 3, and if it's not, I'd be kind of shocked if it wasn't.
Okay. So this is actually a 2. Okay. Because
Oh,
I can definitely understand why um it could be considered a 3, but the only reason is like there are other forms of creature removal for slightly cheaper than 2. Like before, I showed you the Toxic Botanist, and there is 1 or 2 more cards that
yeah,
are slightly cheaper. However, this is good again for it getting out, kind of taking out the smaller creatures on the field, which is why it is a 2.
yeah, it's not
But
going to take out Osseous, that's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, it's not going to take out any of the bosses. But saying that, it still loses 1500 power, so you can still use this and then attack over it with something weaker. But it's not going to take it out with the card effect.
Yeah.
Okay, next card, the Quill of Angels. So this is an armament, which
All
means it's
right.
a kind of an attachment card. So you'd attach this to a creature, and then obviously
Okay.
give you the ability.
All right. So it's 1 cost, and each time the equipped creature declares an attack, you place 1 counter on this card. You may send this card to the discard pile with 3 counters to return 1 spell from your discard pile to your hand.
Yep.
So it is on attack declaration, so they don't necessarily have to take out whatever they're attacking
Yeah.
to get the counter,
Hmm.
which is nice. And being able to get so if just to get a little clarification, so
Yeah.
once this has 3 counters on it, you can discard this, and then you can get one of your other spells back from your discard pile. Because I assume you can't
Yeah.
take the card you just discarded back and loop it.
No, it would be a different card from discard pile. A different spell, even.
Okay, yeah. I mean, definitely recycling your spells from the graveyard is generally pretty useful, I'd say. You do
Hmm.
have it is equipment, so if it is attached and the creature this is attached to gets removed in some way before
Yeah.
you get to go off with it,
Hmm.
you are losing a 2-for-1. So while its effect is obviously strong,
Hmm.
I'm gonna say it is a 2. Probably at best it's a 2.
Yeah. So it's probably like a high 1, possibly low 2. It doesn't see much play. Um, basically just because it is too slow. Like the game is quite fast paced, where not many creatures are going to be staying on the field for 3 turns. Not even like your boss creatures. And so it does make
Mm.
this like it it just wouldn't kind of activate enough to make it worth it, if that makes sense, just because of how slow it is. And also the fact that to activate it, you have to discard it. I mean, you can only use it once. Means it's kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't really see much play because of it's a slow card in a fast paced game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a little clunky to get it going because
Yeah.
you have to have creatures on to put this on, and you have to attack with them.
Hmm.
So,
The Gift of Grace.
all right, the Gift
Cool.
of Grace. It's a constant. So I assume this means you can lay this on the field, and it'll just stay there
Yep.
performing its effect.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so each turn gain +1 Grace. I assume that's how you play the other cards in the
Yep.
game.
Yeah.
With okay. It's free too. That's actually pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. No doubt in my mind, this is a 3. Pretty much, you could just play this down, and you're just gonna keep generating resources throughout the game. If I recall correctly, because I did play your previous game, Mobeamon, like I
Yeah.
said, there was another card that had a similar effect, and
Yeah.
that would gain you resources on both your turn if as well as your opponent's turn too, strangely enough. So if this
Yeah.
is the same way, then yeah, this is definitely a 3.
Yeah. So this is a 3. It again, it does, since it doesn't specify your turn, it does gain on your opponent's turn, and the fact that it's free means you can play it first turn, and at that point you're just going to be you can have more resources than what you can spend, which is never a bad thing, obviously. And then the fact that it also has 3 copies,
Yeah.
if you can get 3 of these on field, you're going to be gaining you're going to be gaining 5 grace a turn rather than 2. So this is quite possibly like the
Mm.
best card in the game. So yeah, this is definitely a 3.
I can see why.
Yeah, it's, yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. Okay, next card, the Parasitic Larvae.
Ooh. All right, it's 1 cost, 300 power. Once
Mhm.
per turn that this card is on the field, you put a parasite counter on each creature on the field. Creatures with 3 or more parasite counters cannot attack. What? Once per turn. So basically, when your turn. So if I'm reading this correctly, basically when your turn starts, you place the parasite counter on each creature that's on the board,
Yeah.
and then once they have 3 or more, they're unable to attack.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna say this is a 1. Very few like if people weren't really playing the other equipment that you if it had 3 counters, you discard it to get a spell back. I
Yeah.
don't think they're gonna play this either, because this, to me, this seems like a worse effect
Hmm.
for what you get out of it.
Yeah.
And the way I'm reading this too, it seems to affect your own stuff as well as your opponents.
Yeah.
So not having your own attacks go off. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stopping your opponent's characters from attacking. If my opponent has a threat, I'm gonna more want to get that their threat off the board and not keep it around to prevent it from doing stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna reiterate this is a 1. This just seems really slow to me.
Yeah. This is a 1 for, again, all the same reasons you said, really. It's very slow in a fast-paced game again. It it affects your own cards, which, unless you already planned out a way to deal with it, then it yeah, this is not a great card unless you build your whole deck around it, which is why it doesn't see much play at all. So this is a 1. So that is all of the
Yep.
cards that
Just
I
like its cost.
exactly. So that's all the cards that I wanted to show you. You did pretty well. I think you got 4 out of 6, which
Yeah, I got
isn't
4.
bad
I
at
got
all.
4. Yeah, 4 out of 6 isn't too bad. Yeah,
Exactly.
we take
So
those.
definitely. So yeah, thank you very much for coming. Um, this was a lot of fun.
If you ever make set 2 of this, I definitely like to be on again just to see how those go.
Yeah, definitely. I'll
If you're down to do it. Yeah.
definitely. So I'll leave a link to your channel in the description for everyone who wants to go check that out. And thank you very much for being on, and I'll see you guys all next time.